Hi guys, it's Crystal. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be checking out an Epson as well as some WoKoK ink and paper. Now, you guys know that I've been a huge sawgrass fan for quite some time, but now I'm going to get into the Epson printers and lots of different inks, and WoKoK is one of them. So WoKoK was super nice, and they sponsored this video by sending the printer as well as the ink and some of these sublimation blanks. So we're going to test this out on a tote bag as well as these little tumblers here and then the koozies. Now, I'm going to compare this to the sawgrass, and so let's go ahead and get started. So these are the refill inks. Now, you can also get these. So, for example, if you're using a different type of Epson printer. Now, if you're going to be using the Ecotank like I am, there's tons of different models out there. This is what you need. So these will be able to load in there super duper easy. And what I'm excited about is because I can actually load the other ink in here to refill these. So that's really exciting. Now I'm going to go ahead and just unpackage everything and load it. Now I'm not going to walk you all the way through the steps of like setting it up on your computer or anything like that, but I just want to show you guys how easy it is to load. And I'm going to do this same thing for several different inks that we're going to try. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull this out of the box and go ahead and quickly unpackage everything here. Now, the ink that comes in these boxes is ink for, inkjet printing. You definitely want to set those aside. I'm going to sell mine on a local swap site, so definitely don't just chunk those out. Somebody else could definitely use them. Or if you're going to have one of these printers on hand, you guys would definitely have a stock and inventory of those. So I'm going to go ahead and unload this just like so. And what you want to do is peel off all of the blue tape that you can possibly see. Each different model may be different tape in different places. So I'm super excited to be testing out the Epson printers. Now, the one thing that is majorly different from the Sawgrass printers is Sawgrass provides you with a software that you can only use with Sawgrass printers to design stuff in, and then they have a print manager that, does your inks and all that kind of stuff for you. Now, I know there's profiles and stuff that you can download for different inks, so that way everything comes out perfect. Now, to fill these, you're just simply going to put these in each slot. So each color, you can see them, you're just going to flip them up. I use the lid to prop this open, and you're just going to pop these in, and it's going to pull the ink in. Now, you're going to see here in a little bit, I'm going to let these settle down. It gets a lot of air bubbles inside, and then once it settles down, I'll actually go back and add more ink. So I do highly recommend when you get your first set of inks, always purchase a backup. So go ahead and get the refills, because it will take about a bottle and a half to completely fill these guys. So there you have it, and then we are going to get ready to refill these. So you can see I'm going to go ahead and open these up. And like I said, it's super perfect. All you're going to do is go ahead and take off the top. I'm using some scrap paper here just to protect my surface from the ink. You're just going to pop it upside down just like this and press this in. You want to avoid a bunch of air bubbles, but for me, I was in a hurry just trying to squeeze it inside. You can't just kind of set it on there. You do have to squeeze. But me excessively squeezing is adding more air. So as you guys can see, those levels went down. So once those settle down, you can go back and add more ink until you're just completely happy. So, like I said, my only difference so far with Epson is, the software. But for me, I highly recommend that you guys check out Design Bundles. That's where I get like all my SVGs, PNGs, all that kind of stuff. Tons of files to choose from. But I highly recommend that you guys become a Plus member, because they have a software called Designscape, and you can use that for designing your stuff. So definitely check it out. I'll show you guys that in just a second. I'll have the link down below. So I'm going to go ahead and load my paper in here. We're going to head on over to that Designscape. So for me, I already have a design. This file is from Design Bundles, and it was actually free or 1+ credit. So I'll have it linked down below for you guys. So you guys can see I'll come up here to image, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to transform, and I can flip it here. So I'm going to flip it, and then you see where it says PNG right here. We're going to go up here. You can just hit PNG. It'll go straight to your computer. Double click. You're ready to print just like that. So you can resize them there. You can layer, images and stuff like that. So once again, highly recommend you check that out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and print this out. So this is going to be our first one. We're going to go ahead and do this on a tote bag, because I already had a tote bag that I did, sawgrass print on a while back. So I thought it would be perfect to compare it. So this is what it looks like so far. And this is using the WoKoK brand paper. Now theirs is pink on the back, so you can tell the difference between the front and the back. You want to print on the white side. I'm going to go ahead and pre-press my bag here. I've got a pillow inside for my seams. I've got it at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and tape down my design just like so. And then you always want to cover it to protect your press. So we're going to go ahead and cover this now and press it just like so. We're going to press it for 60 seconds. All right, so once we are done with this, we're nearing the end here. We're going to go ahead and pop it back open and check it out and see how well it did. So we're going to go ahead and move this out of the way and then check it out. It did really good. So I'm super impressed with this ink so far. So let's go ahead and compare it over to the sawgrass. So this is the WoKoK brand, and you can get these on Amazon. I'll have them linked down below. And this is the sawgrass. So not much of a difference. Sawgrass actually looks a little bit lighter, but it is true to the image. So sawgrass is absolutely true to the image that it looks like. So WoKoK came a little darker, but you truly can't tell. All right, so let's try these two things. So I'm going to go ahead and print out our next designs. First up, we're going to go ahead and print here on the Epson. So what I did was in my print settings, so I just took this and I printed it twice on the same sheet. So I could size that down right on my printer. You can tell it, you want to size it down 50%, whatever. So you'll kind of get the feel of that stuff too. All right, so we're going to continue to let this print out. As you guys can see here, when it comes to sublimation, your design will always come in a little bit more dual. The one on the left is the WoKoK, the one on the right is sawgrass, and then I've already printed out these two designs for my tumbler here. So tell me which one you think. So the one on the left, you can see the pink paper. That one is the WoKoK, and the one on the right is sawgrass. So here's our two designs. You can notice sawgrass looks lighter because it's wasting less ink. So it's going to come in more dual, like I said. So I'm going to go ahead and use this spray here. You can definitely just use some tape, but I like to use an adhesive spray whenever it comes to things like this because they're kind of hard to tape down. So I'm going to go ahead and split these two images in half here. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut the sawgrass as well. Once again, you can tell the difference from sawgrass because their front and back is white. I use True Pix Classic whenever it comes to sawgrass. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and spray this. I spray mine outside. I definitely don't like to spray at my studio. And we're going to go ahead and load our first ones here. So we're just going to go ahead and line these up just like so. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and spray this one again. Once again, I do that stuff outside. We're going to press these. So let's go ahead and press them here. So 400 degrees for 60 seconds, placing that parchment paper right on top. So I'm going to go ahead and press these, and that's it. Check it out. It looks really, really good. Now, I don't know why. This one is the sawgrass, as you guys can see, which is absolutely true to its color. So you can notice the WoKoK ink came in a little bit darker, but once again, you could do like an ink profile that you can download. Lots of those you guys can search on the internet. So WoKoK definitely is not true to the image, but it still looks great. You wouldn't even know if you wouldn't have printed out the sawgrass. All right, so I know the one looks a little bit more flat too, but these are the blanks that they did send. All right, so let's go ahead and do the opposite side. So we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing and spray it just like so. So I like to do that stuff outside, like I said, but it's looking good. So far my impressions are I am impressed. The ink color is definitely different because you don't have, so sawgrass has the print manager that's going to, do all the inks and stuff for you. It's going to print, little or more ink that you need depending on your substrate, as well as those profiles. But once again, there's lots of stuff about that on the internet, and we'll get into that stuff later on. So we're going to go ahead and flip these over so we can get that back side, place that parchment paper, and we're going to press one more time. So let's go ahead and move this out of the way and peel them. So once again, comes out super good, looks really, really great, but the WoKoK is on the left, sawgrass is on the right, and you can see that color is off just a little bit. So let's go ahead and move on to the tumblers. So I've went ahead and printed these out, and you're going to notice here, this is the WoKoK, I believe, on the left here. You can notice a difference with the color so far as well. Once again, sawgrass is definitely true to exactly the image, but honestly, if I wasn't comparing the two and I wasn't going back to the image, you truly would not even notice. So I am still impressed with it. I'm very happy with it. I do like that sawgrass has their own, print manager, of course, and stuff like that. But if you guys are going to save, several hundreds of dollars, I definitely recommend it. Now, once again, the WoKoK ink here that we're testing out is available on Amazon, and we're going to be testing out several different inks here on the channel. But so far, it does have my approval, so I'm definitely super excited about it. I will be updating you guys over time. We're going to be doing lots more projects with this stuff. You can definitely check out design bundles. I record over there as well, and it's one of the ones I will be using and testing over there. I'll be letting you guys know whenever I use it. Now, I'll update you guys in a few months just to see, how does it do in the printer over time and all of that stuff. So definitely stay tuned. So I'm just go ahead and I'm wrapping both of these, and then I'm placing them in a Sublishrink wrap. Now, I don't know if you guys realize you don't have to use a heat gun to do this. You're going to be able to just set them in the oven, and the oven will shrink all the way around them. I'll show you in just a second. All right, so we're just loading these in. WoKoK is on the left, sawgrass is on the right, which we'll see here in just a minute when we bring them out. So we're going to go ahead and pop these in. So you notice I didn't use a heat gun. It just will shrink around it. You definitely don't need a heat gun. Things that we learn all the time and realize that we're wasting steps. So we don't need to do that. It will do it all for us. You just want to make sure it's nice and centered. Now, when I do my tumblers, I set my oven either at 385, 400 degrees. I have another timer inside that makes sure that it stays around 385. And then I set it for 6 minutes. I did a little bit less because I already had it in there. So we're just going to go ahead and quickly remove these here. I have a mat that I set them on while I carry them over to the table. So all you got to do is quickly remove these. So WoKoK is on the left, as you guys can see that pink paper popping through there. And you can see it looks great. The color is off just a smidge, not much at all, which I'll show you guys here in just a second. But I'm happy with it. I think it looks really, really good. So love it. Super impressed. So let's go ahead and unwrap the sawgrass so we can see what it's going to look like. So same thing, we're just going to go ahead and quickly peel through here. So you guys let me know down below. Were you guys using a heat gun to, for your Sublishrink, or do you guys just set it in the convection oven? I definitely want to know, or did you guys learn something new today? So definitely drop a comment down below and let me know. All right, so we're going to go ahead and remove this. I want to say quickly, but it is a process sometimes. Trying to get a hold of that tape. Once you get that tape, you can just peel it right off. So this is sawgrass. So you can see those colors are much brighter. And if you bring in the image, this is 100% true to the image here. Now, it does look a little bit more yellow. I do like how on the left, it does look a little bit more toned down. So I do personally like that. It's not identical to the image, but I do like it. So WoKoK has the approval from me. Definitely check it out. It's on Amazon, link down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one.